Welcome to the Doug and Commish Show. This is a brand new segment that we are doing. It is question and answer time with Doug and Commish. If you have any questions, feel free to tweet us these questions at GreatestFFL. And we're going to have our producer will be giving us questions. We have nicknamed him the
Deuce. His
Deuce.
name is Deuce.
So you'll be hearing him behind the camera. And our first question, Deuce, I guess we're going in the power rankings. Is that correct how we're doing that?
Yes, very similar, very close to power rankings.
All right, our first question.
This one's going to the Nappy, about the Nappy from DI-12.
DI-12, okay.
The question is, can Nappy sustain this pace? We are so used to this disappointment.
That's a good question, D-Imus. I'm going to say yes, because I believe in this team. I think that his receivers are unexpectedly strong. I think that Nappy in general, while he has made really bad decisions and trades and has basically let his entire franchise down over a 3-year period of time, he's got football knowledge. Mm-hmm. And I believe in the Nappy, and I think that this is the year that he really takes a step forward and does good things for that program. So, yes, I believe that he can.
All right, our second question.
This one comes from Pig Suey 23, and that's being thrown over to the show. We scored 116 points without Foster and got 1 from Harvin. Does it get any better from here?
Oh, man.
He's in a tough division, and he's chasing Nappy.
Man, that's a tough one. Anytime you add caliber of talent like Arian Foster, mm-hmm. you have to get better. Mm-hmm. I believe it was Derek Ward who was playing in there, maybe got 8, 10,
Ben Tate
12
too.
Points, something like there. I'm going to say that he does get better. Arian Foster is a difference maker. He would have been, the number 2, 3 fantasy guy last year. I say he gets better. I know that's scary for the rest of the Shula, but I say he gets better. It's a great question, right. Caller.
Our third one goes to our third person in the power rankings. Our question comes from...
this guy says he's a big fan of Toilet Town. Name One Ply.
One Ply?
One Ply.
Okay.
Number 1 Ply. We seem unstoppable. What's the chances we blow it?
65%.
Really?
65% blowage.
So you would say...
I don't see DJ being able to sustain putting in a roster that is successful every week, no matter who he's got on his team.
Do you think he'll get too cute? You think he'll try to outthink the room?
You know that's DJ's style.
Mm-hmm.
What does he say? I'm outside the box. Look for him to trade a couple of his best players for next to nothing and call it looking to the future. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say 65% chance of him blowing it.
Okay. Next.
This one comes from Debrief Me, and it's about Jockey. How can we own trash yet fold like a desk chair to everyone else this year?
You know, that's a mystery. It's a mystery to everyone. It's a mystery to Trash, Desk Jockey, the experts. Nobody understands why he can dominate a successful franchise like Trash, mm-hmm. and then lay down and have like a 250 winning percentage against the rest of the GFO. Yeah. I don't have the answer to that. Must just be a rivalry game. I really don't know. That's a great question.
The next one is they said they're lifelong friends. At Civil War Vet, about Doughboy. We've been following Doughboy for over 70 years.
Okay.
And didn't find out that we won till Tuesday morning. Does our GM even know yet?
Oh, Doug. I mean, how many phone calls have we taken?
We've taken a lot of phone calls, and we were actually able to get Doughboy on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, in fact, true that Doughboy did not know that he won until late Tuesday afternoon.
It is true. And, you know, that's what happens when the Metamucil sets in early and you're not prepared to stay up. Mm-hmm. You need to either hit the toilet or hit the sack.
Now, it's a good thing.
So I say it's a good thing that he won, and we're all proud of the Doughboy, but there's no way he stayed up past 6 o'clock to watch that game. Let's roll to the next question.
I think Doug's losing it. This one comes from somebody very similar to the GM, Jake Boyke, 3313.
Okay.
Has a question about WT. With the record low scoring points, can they keep the pace of winning?
No. I mean, you can't. You have to score more than 80 points a week to win in the GFO. Even scoring 100 won't guarantee you a win, but that's kind of the marker that we've set, right?
Yeah.
The unofficial marker. 105 points gives you a really good chance of winning that week. 80s does not. But at this point, he's 1-0, and the other half of the GFO is 0-1, so it makes no difference. But moving forward, he's got to score more points.
Our next question comes from, it's actually an email. The email address is best coach in the world. He has a question about Soldier.
Oh.
And Soldier lost, and but McCoy was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And so can McCoy keep up the pace, and could he possibly repeat with the roster that he has? Because he did really more or less win on a last second throw, more or less. Or not last second throw, but a big-time throw.
Correct. The Welker play. Chapman's obviously proven to be a good GM in this league. McCoy was a great pick, a little bit of a surprise pick in the first round, but it's proven to be a good one. So, yes and no a little bit. Like the love for the Steelers caught up to him in week 1, but you can't kill the guy for that. So I'm going to hold judgment a little bit on the Soldier for a little while because it's just week 1, everybody. I mean, let's not get our panties in a bunch. It's just week 1. I like his team. I like his style. He's a champ. We got to cut him some slack.
Our next question comes from a trash follower. They did not want to have their Twitter name posted. And so anyway, they were wondering about Kenny Britt and the freak play that he had, but where were the Falcons?
That's another great question. The Bears' defense is pretty solid. They play the real cover 2, unlike the no cover 2 the Lions played. They cover 2. And then they cover well. I mean, I don't know. I don't see it getting any easier against Philadelphia this week either. But luckily, Trash only has to play Gain.
Yeah. Our next question comes from Common Grounds. That's their Twitter name. And they're looking at questions for the Bean. Injuries are mounting up.
Oh, mercy.
And what is going to happen if they go 0-2? Is the season over?
I don't think the season's over, and really the fan base for the Beans is one of the most gracious fan bases out there. They have very low expectations, so to go 0-2, 0-4, it's no big deal. Their hut's still there.
Okay. Next one comes from a follower of the Nips. Deuce, do you have the name that this came from? The Twitter name?
It was To the point.
Oh, To the Point, yes. To the Point. Big fan of the Nips. Anyway, they're wondering about the wide receivers. When is this guy going to make a trade? They're wondering when are we going to make a trade for a wide receiver? Because ours suck.
To the Point, you're correct. Your receivers do suck, and I don't see anything of value on his team to offer in a trade. It's going to have to be a waiver wire, or he's going to have to give up something that is just not beneficial for him. So if I know Nipples, like I think I know Nipples.
And you know Nipples.
I do know about... I think that he's already on the phone making some attempts to make a trade.
Next question. Our next question comes from Little Squirrel, and
Poor squirrel.
Poor Squirrel. Our next question comes from Poor Squirrel 101, and they're kind of coming up with why do we have so many weapons but we still can't score?
Oh, because your general manager is a giant Sasquatch. So that automatically hurts a little bit with, what's up here, I mean, he's not even a human.
Yeah.
So it's been years and years and years since he's been successful. I don't know why you're expecting it to be any different this year.
Yeah. And our last question comes from New Guy's family, actually.
I was going to say, how many fans does
He's
he
still
have?
working on his fans, but this one comes from his family that's back out in Philadelphia and saying, is he going to continue to embarrass us when it comes to fantasy football?
That's his mom. I can feel it. That's definitely his mom. And the answer is yes. I mean, most people think he's going to go 0-13. So I would look for an embarrassment, but I'd give a little bit of encouragement to the NG and let him know, stick with it. Be a sponge. Learn everything you can learn this year so that you are not a complete embarrassment next year.
All right. Well, anyway, if you have any more questions, please feel free to tweet us at GreatestFFL on Twitter, and we will be able to read our questions. We're going to try to do this segment each week, so if you have something specific you would like the commission to answer, we'll go from there. We'll be right back.